What is up, guys? It is VRDCT here today, and I'm going to be bringing you a quick tutorial on how to make geometrical shape clusters. So first off, you want to get started off with the background. It doesn't really matter what it is, but I definitely make it like a gray or something like this. There's two ways that you can do this. You can either use the pen tool to make the triangles or whatever shape you're making, but for this tutorial we're going to be doing triangles, or you can use the polygon tool and kind of change the shape of the or the number of sides to kind of if you make it 6-side hexagon, la da 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 da. And so for this one I'm just going to go ahead and use the polygon tool, and I'm going to make the sides 3. I'm going to go ahead, come down here, and I'm going to make a decent sized triangle for the middle, but I don't want to make a gigantic one, just a good size, something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and make a new layer. I'm going to grab the pen tool, zoom in a little bit. I don't want to make a point there and make a line right down there. You don't want to make it too close to the bottom, but it's your preference, honestly. There, fill path, color, and you're gonna make it a little bit darker. Okay, so now I'm just gonna create the clipping mask and delete that path. Then I'm gonna make another layer, zoom in a little bit more. This is when you want to get it right on. Yeah, that looks perfect. Come down here. Good. Just bring this down. Fill path. I'm going to make this a little bit. No, let's make it a little darker. Then just go ahead and delete path, and then you can zoom out. And yeah, that's the first shape. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate these layers and then just put them in a group. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Just move them to this group. And just make that. Just hide that just in case for backup. And then I'm going to merge these layers. And I'm just going to make copies and basically kind of form it to wherever I want. And you want this to be totally random. You don't want to make it look like it's perfect, because it just won't look good. And I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't look as good. Oh, wrong button. Just keep making. You can make duplicate layers of the it really depends which one you want to make duplicates of, but you can make them of really any layer. The main layer. This is when your Command T or Control T will really come into play. Shrink this down. Once again, I make the first ones kind of parallel to each other, but after a few of them, I don't bother to keep on making them parallel, I guess, because I don't think it looks near as good. So make a few more, and you want to kind of change the size of them. You don't want to make them all the same size. It just won't look as good. Make a few small ones around here. And J, put this one. Right. Now I'll make this one parallel to this one. Make a little bit smaller one down here. I normally like to make a bunch of these small ones, but for time's sake, we'll just make a few. But you can make as many as you want, honestly. Make a few more, and yeah. Oh, and you can also kind of change the shape of them, you know, doing this. They don't have to be the exact same shape all the way around. Actually, it might look a little better if they're not. I'll do something like that. Get another one. Make just one more right over here. Just kind of fill in that space. Just keep going. Now I'm just kind of making random shapes around it. Gotten past the make it right there. Alright, just make one more small one somewhere right in here. Alright, now that you have your basic cluster down, I'm just going to merge these layers. Hit Command T and you can move it around. So I'll just shrink it down a little bit. But if you want to make like a text go here, I normally do 2 layers. And, you know, flip horizontal or something, and I kind of like to match them. Like something like that. You know. But it's a personal preference, honestly. A little big, so I'll move them over and shrink them down a little bit. Yeah, so basically get them where you like it. Yeah, that'll do. And I'm going to actually this top, merge these, make a copy, hit Command J, and then I want to go to Filter and Stylize, find edges, and then I'm going to want to hit Command I or Control I, and it kind of gives you that outline there. And then, you know, color dodge is normally what I go to. Lower the opacity, I mean 75, 50 in between there, maybe 60. Yeah, that looks nice. And just go ahead and merge these layers. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. That's pretty much how you make a basic shape cluster. And you can also just kind of keep making copies of these, and you know, change the size, and depending on like if this is like your background or whatever, I would normally make a few around the edges and then some in the random places. You know, you want to make it totally random, but this is kind of going to be your focal point. So on these ones, I would blur. I normally go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian blur, and you know, about 1 or 2. That one will be a little more blurred. This one will be a little closer. So Filter, Blur, Gaussian blur. Make this one about 1.0. And yeah, that's basically it. And thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any more tutorial suggestions for me or anything like that, leave it in the comments below. And it's been Verdict. Have a nice day.